The man lay in his hospital bed, crying bitterly, not because of his illness, but because he had just learned his son had died. In his dream, the man saw his son standing before him.
I'm sorry. It's not your fault, Dad.
Frank was a strict father. He worked maintaining power lines. After his wife passed away, his kids never came home again. So Frank decided to visit them just to ask one question.
You happy?
Yeah, of course I am.
Late at night, Frank showed up at his eldest son's place, but no matter how many times he rang the bell, no one ever answered. He waited on the doorstep for hours. Still, his son never came back. Helpless, Frank finally left. On the way, he passed by an art gallery. One painting caught his eye. By coincidence, it was painted by his son. For a moment, he felt like he was looking at his boy as a child. This time, Frank went to see his daughter. Clearly, she was surprised and nervous to see her father at her door. He asked how her life was going, but she stumbled over her words. Not knowing what to say, Frank had hoped to stay a few days, but she used work as an excuse, and he had no choice but to leave. Before leaving, he handed her a letter he had written ahead of time, and again he asked,
You happy?
Yeah, of course I am.
Good.
On his flight home, Frank suddenly collapsed from a heart attack. In his dream, he demanded to know why his kids had lied to him. His daughter admitted she was going through a divorce, but didn't want her father to worry. His son confessed he didn't live in that apartment, yet refused to say where he really stayed. When Frank woke again, all of his children were there, except his eldest son. Under Frank's pressing,
David died, Dad.
Frank went back to the gallery, hoping to buy his son's painting, but the clerk said it had already been sold. Disappointed, he turned to leave, and he remembered there was still one more piece in storage. When she brought it out, Frank's eyes filled with tears.